So a good place to start whenever you're doing your Christmas tree is, well, get your garland ready. This garland, I bought last year on clearance, and it's so pretty. Look at it. It's got all these little pearls on it, and you can bend them to make them do whatever you want. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to start up here and just kind of weave them in down through the tree. And oh my gosh, this will look so sparkly whenever I'm done. I'm actually going to take this piece right here and shove it in to here. So now that we got that done, I'm going to take this garland, but I'm not going to wrap it down through the tree like I did with the other stuff, since these kind of stick out like this. I'm going to take them, and I have my wire cutters, and I'm going to take these, and look at how I cut these. See this part right here? I'm going to cut it right here, and then when I do that, right now, I can take this and straighten it out, and they stick together. But see, now that looks like it's the end of the branch. So I cut all my branches, and I bought 3 strands of this garland. So this is the size that I have, and I cut them all different lengths. Like, as you can see, they kind of go from smaller to bigger. But what that's going to do is I'm going to be able to start at the top of the tree with the smaller ones, and then once I get towards the bottom, I'm going to be able to put the larger ones in the tree, because here's the thing. When you put your ornaments on your tree, you're going to be sticking those in there too. So what you need to do is you need to cut these long enough so when you jam them into the tree, there's going to be some glitter and sparkle and all kinds of Christmassy pretty stuff. So here's one of my smaller branches, and it only has 3 of these on here. So this will be perfect at the top of the tree. And let me just say, there is a way that you can mess this up. If you stick it in the tree, put it in like the rest of the branches, and you can have some of it coming out. But this tree, the branches, I don't know if you can tell from it, but the branches, they kind of slope down a little bit because of the snow that's on here. So when I take the branches, I'm actually going to stick them in at an angle that's going to make them come down with the rest of the branches. It's going to be a little hard to get them to line up with the rest of the branches, but that's what's going to make it look more natural, because if you go in the woods and you pick up a Christmas tree, it's not going to be a perfect triangle. So I'm going to take this one and put it probably here, but as you can tell, it's coming out of the tree a little bit. So that's going to show off those sticks and also the glitter, and it's going to make it look so pretty at nighttime and even in the daytime. So another thing that I'm going to say about Christmas decorating is do not be afraid to take your time. This tree right here is probably going to take me about 5 hours to do, but here's what's going to happen. If I do this and I take my time, then I'm not going to have to get up every 5 seconds to switch something because I don't like it. So it's best to just do things the way that looks good to you. As an example, you know how I said that the branches kind of go down? Well, I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking, oh my gosh, why are these branches sticking out? Well, that's going to make the top of the tree very, very sparkly, but when we get to about this point, this is where the branches actually start going down. So I'm going to take it like this, at this angle, and I'm going to lift up a branch, and I'm going to shove it in here. So here's these branches up here, and they're just kind of all going through the tree, and they look very, very pretty. Look at how the light picks up that glitter. Now that we got our branches on, I'm going to start with the ribbon. So I'm at the top of the tree, and I have this, and what I've kind of done is I've taken these branches right here and kind of grouped them together. That way, it's going to be easier for me to take my ribbon around like this. And then I'm going to take these 2 strands, which I have fishtailed, and I'm going to tie those in there. To ribbon, I get the one that's wired, so you can kind of bend it and do a little bit more with it. And I've also been taking this gold ribbon, since it's so sheer and doesn't really show up that much, and I've been cutting it into little strips like this, because I'm not actually wrapping this the whole way down the tree. like as you can see over here, I tied this off so it would stay there, but here's the rest of the ribbon right back here. And another tip I think is really good is don't just take it and kind of go like this with it and just wrap it around the tree. It looks so much better and so much nicer whenever you actually take it and you push it in here, because this is coming out like this, but it's also going the whole way back into the tree. So now we're near towards the bottom of the tree. So the fishtails, I'm actually going to let them stick up like in the tree. So I've cut them to like sort of the length that I think it would be at if I would let them go right here. So we're going to take our scissors and fold this in half again. You can do two at the same time, but we're going to take it and I'm going to go this way. This part is folded right here. So go up. And then there's our two fishtails. So I'm taking this ribbon and I'm going to shove it in here. And then this is going to be kind of our end. So see how I did that? Like right here, the gold is more in the front. So, and the blue's back here. I'm kind of like, you kind of spin it whenever you're going down the tree. Like you go like this, sort of. I mean, not that tight, but you know what I mean. So this is going together here. And then I'm going to push it down here. So I try to put these on one color at a time, because if I don't, all of the blue or all the green or all the gold is going to be like all over on this side of the tree. So that's why I'm just filling in with these ornaments right now. And like I said, put them deep into the tree. Because if you don't, it's going to look like everything. Which it will be. So I got most of my blue ornaments on, so now I'm going to head to the green. I got most of my ornaments on here, and I just love these ones that are on spinners. They're just so sparkly, and honestly, they are really magical. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna put on my gold ornaments, and then I'm gonna give you an overview of the tree, so stick around.